Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A deadline is approaching for the casino, and concerns are voiced at the Casino Commission meeting. Also tonight, problems with the living conditions of some IPI construction workers are raising eyebrows. And a vacant seat is up for grabs at the Sinamai House. In sports, a thrilling comes from behind victory on Marpy's Red Dirt. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Great customer rep, always willing to go above and beyond for his customers.
I truly hope she gets noticed at work, since I do see she is a hard worker.
The field technician that visited my home was great and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Uni, keep it up.
Your customer service is always very good.
Awesome customer service with great technicians that are really helpful.
Thank you so much, Sherlyn and Docomo Pacific.
That's so sweet. It feels good to see this kind of messages because we try our best to do customer service.
We make sure that we will 100% resolve the issues.
For all those people that are seeking assistance,
I just want my customers happy
and help them out each and every day.
I would want to go to a place with someone that's just like me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come to Docomo and you'll feel like you're at home.
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Marianas Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Marianas Trekking. Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com.
It's gonna look a little different in here. Your favorite spot might not be exactly where it used to be. Being next in line might feel a little less like next in line. And our smiles might come with a little extra shine. But McDonald's is ready to take your order as safely as we can.
Hafa Day, Turawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, September 30th, 2020. The casino license fee is due tomorrow, and with debt mounting, there has been no indication it will be paid. With scores of IPI workers owed back wages, there is a growing concern that the IPI business is in total chaos. Today, the Commonwealth Casino Commission heard a number of concerns. Here's more.
It has to stop. IPI has to be held accountable.
As unpaid workers gathered outside the Gualarai Casino Commission office, the commission gathered inside for their monthly meeting. Protesting workers held up signs with pictures of IPI executives, and many workers say they are now living in squalor without paychecks. Inside, the Casino Commission called the meeting to order. Edward De Leon Guerrero.
Tomorrow is the deadline for payment of the casino regulatory fee. If those payments are not made by tomorrow, it is a major violation of the Public Law 1924, of which I'm considering calling an emergency meeting if that should occur.
The chair of CCC goes on to say,
how do you go about being in possession of an unlicensed or expired licensed gaming equipment? It is just unheard of. So that is really disappointing. I don't know if anybody here at IPI is hearing me, or I hope somebody in the corporate office is listening in. It is beyond frustration. We come from a community where we respect our promises, where we respect agreements, and when those things are not being honored, it is very frustrating.
Worker representatives spoke out during the public comment section. Glenn Bell was the head of a group that previously provided Italian workers for the casino project. He was terminated a few weeks ago.
As former employees now, we're also trapped and almost imprisoned. We have people here that I represent this morning who are former employees, haven't been paid for 4 months, not a cent.
My name is Vincent Semen Aldon. I'm representing some of the employees, IPI employees downstairs. Right. Some of those employees, midnight tonight, their visa expires. Some of those employees have not been paid for 4 months.
On February of present year, I stopped working for them because they have 4 months that they did not pay me. We are like frustrated and have nowhere to go.
A lot of them, their visa runs out this afternoon. A lot of them have left and paid their own fees, own flights back home. All this with almost no reply from IPI HR department. Their information system is just appalling. We've chased up our entitlements and told quite clearly by IPI HR department that we're about 201 and 202 on the list. There are 200 people in front of us as former employees who are still waiting for their paychecks.
They don't even have money for food, just basic necessities. They haven't been paid for months. So many broken promises, and we have on our hands a humanitarian crisis.
They are treating this commission as fools. They're treating the lottery commissioners as fools. The seat of my government, the community, and our guest workers. And that was the main reason why I had to leave. Because I was not going to put my professional credentials on the line for a company that blatantly disregards every rule in the book and treats everybody like a fool.
The message that's being sent to the international community from this rogue company is that you can come here, you can flaunt the law, you can disregard whatever's told you, you can flaunt building regulations, you can do whatever you like because we're the kings of the island and we dominate everything here.
And the response today from IPI.
Right now, the company is experiencing some difficulties, so we really appreciate everybody's patience and understanding. But right now, we're under the advisement of our legal counsel not to comment on specific cases.
Workers today who live at employee housing in Chalanlalao say unpaid wages are just one of the problems they face. They say living conditions at the company barracks are inhumane. Let's take a look. It starts in the parking lot. Trash is piled with swarms of flies, maggots, and rotting food. IPI has stopped paying for trash pickup service. Then we enter inside the barracks, where black mold fills the hallway walls.
This is the condition the people living with the mold in the wall. Look.
Mold is building up on the walls.
This is very dangerous for lungs.
Entering the bathroom is not pleasant.
Just we request many times IPI attention to fix all this. But nobody do anything. Nothing. You know, this is the condition our boys is living. Look, the toilet, the water dripping in the wall.
And the shower is even worse, where unknown water drips from the ceiling.
Because our men are taking showers and they got water dripping on their head from up the top. They don't know if it's sewer, water, you know, clean water. They've no idea. So they're standing here and washing, and they've got other water dripping down on their heads, you know, from here. So they've pulled it out and patched it. Everything with this company is patched, negated, cover up. It's just their standard modus operandi.
Modica Pro is one of the construction companies hired by IPI. Corrado Modica is the owner, and Glenn Bell is the project manager. Bell says about 100 construction workers from the countries of Italy, Turkey, and Taiwan live in these inhumane conditions. These are construction workers who worked for Imperial Pacific International and were either fired or still worked for the company, but have not been paid.
We originally started here with 65 Italian workers, right, back in June last year. And that number has just gradually been whittled down through the lack of opportunity and just all the disappointments that they faced here, down to a point where we now have a workforce of 11 employed, and they were the last lot who were terminated Monday. So we're now just waiting now for PTOs, all the other entitlements were owed, right, and the plane fares back.
But it's not just the building that is deteriorating. Modica says a few months back, IPI stopped paying the electricity bill.
The power be cut off. I stay like 2 weeks with no power, and the people was very, very upset. To live in this terrible condition, the people decided to leave and go home. And IPI answer was, look, if you're not happy, you can go. This was the simple answer. It's very quick and simple. If you're not happy, you can leave, no problem. So we talk about humanity condition to live, something simple. Everybody in the world I have electricity, water for drink, toilet paper. These people doesn't think for anything, doesn't care.
Currently, Modica is paying for his workers' portion of the rent, where he says he has spent around $11,000 out of pocket so far, with promises from IPI to pay back the money. But when the invoice is submitted, the standard response from IPI is, quote, "We don't have the money, get an attorney."
Normally, just before we present to them the invoices, whatever it was the expense, IPI pay. Now IPI refused to pay. It says, no, it's not my business anymore. But doesn't say in this sense, just is grab the invoice, you need to wait. We don't have money. It means when we died, that's it.
Modica says the construction workers just want the money they are owed and a plane ticket back home. Until then, this is how every day is spent, sitting and waiting. Hours away from the beginning of the new fiscal year and no budget is signed yet. The conference committee began deliberations late Tuesday afternoon until 10:30 p.m. The meeting was resumed earlier this morning, and as of press time, the members have not reached an agreement. The bicameral committee has 3 members from each chamber and 1 alternative. Leading the Senate is Fiscal Affairs Chairman Jude Hofschneider, while Ways and Means Chairman Ivan Blanco leads the House. If the legislators do not submit a passed resolution to the governor today, a partial government shutdown is expected to happen. Governor Ralph Torres has until midnight to enact a budget for fiscal year 2021. These sitting legislators have about 3 months left in office, but are expecting a new member to join them shortly. Sally Lemus reports.
Representative Edwin Probst has turned in his letter of resignation earlier this week, just 3 months before the end of his term. House Speaker B.J. Attow says when a seat in the legislature becomes vacant before the term is finished, the governor will have to fill that spot.
His resignation is effective on Thursday, October 1st, which is the beginning of the fiscal year. And only then is when we can declare that vacancy. And the vacancy would have to be I'd have to notify the governor that there's a vacancy, and to the Constitution, the governor's authority he'll be able to appoint a representative for Precinct 1.
The Sinamay House must have 6 representatives from Precinct 1.
It's the unsuccessful candidate, which in this case would be number 7. He or she would want to serve and accept it, then they would be appointed. If not, then they would go down the line until the next person. If they don't find a person, then they can actually appoint a resident from Precinct 1.
Atau expresses his sentiments on Probe's resignation.
First of all, we respect Red Probe's decision. It's sad for the Commonwealth, it's sad for this body, but it's his personal decision, so we got to respect that. His family and his well-being is way more important.
The House minority also expressed their respect of Probe's decision. In a joint statement, they say they are committed to continue the work that Representative Probes began, including the investigation of the governor's public expenditures, and they hope the special committee will regroup soon. Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Limis.
The Trump administration closes the door for CW applications. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has announced that they will not provide extra time for CW1 filing applications. Congressman Gregorio Khalili-Sablan requested an extension due to disruptions caused by the pandemic and late submission of the CNMI prevailing wage survey. But according to Sablan, the Trump administration said no. Sablan says he had hopes for the governor and his Washington lobbyists to sway the administration's decision. Currently, Sablan's office will not be able to provide legal advice to employers or workers, but can offer information on what options they have moving forward. Coming up, another international office is suspended by MVA. More on this after the break.
Students get smart savings at IT&E with free selected Samsung Galaxy phones and awesome discounts on plans. Get the Samsung Galaxy A7 One for free and 10 gigs of 4G LTE data for just $45 a month. Choose the Samsung Galaxy A11 for free and 5 gigs of 4G LTE data for just $27 a month. Or browse our entire selection of phones and plans and still get a 10% discount on any monthly plan. Go to ite.net for details.
Make it special. Make it 360. The best food and views all the way around.
Winigi Pechay Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye uhalweres ren, kutsu wayor safeye emal ebalisiu klalyamweres.
Inumin ang inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong parmasutiko.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Come October 1st, those in the CNMI will see a drop in fuel prices. The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation states there is a decrease in the fuel adjustment charge from 0.12 per kilowatt hour to 0.11. The FAC is being lowered due to a decrease in the international fuel prices. The Marianas Visitors Authority has voted to suspend another one of their international offices. The Marianas Visitors Authority Board of Directors voted yes to a 90-day suspension of their contracted representative office in Japan because there is just no tourism, which means no money.
Due to the uncertainties of FY21, the budget situation, and the tourism industry worldwide, we had a meeting with, we had a board meeting, and we decided that through this budget crisis, it was right that we suspend our MVA Japan office for 90 days, and then we will evaluate upon the 90 days.
MVA terminated the China representative office in June 2020 and temporarily suspended the representative office in Taiwan back in April. But they are looking to keep the office open in Korea, as that is the first destination projected to open back up travel to the Sinamai, according to MVA Managing Director Priscilla Akapo.
At this moment, we are not looking into suspending Korea, and the reason for that is because through the Governor's Economic Advisory Council, we are looking into pushing South Korea as the first market to open up for tourism.
Akapo says MVA has furloughed 70% of their staff on Saipan, Tinian, and Rota.
MVA is almost entirely funded by hotel occupancy tax. And so since we did not have any international flights early on this year, we haven't been receiving taxes. And so that is the cause of why we had to make the decision, the hard decision to furlough the staff.
MVA is not projecting tourism to start back until summer 2021 or even the end of 2021.
All right, coming up, a preview of a fight that I guarantee you've never seen in your life. Right on.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Go's Gym, and today I want to go over some exercises that you can easily apply into your current exercise program. Now I have here with me Vince, and he's going to be demoing some of those exercises. Now the first one today is going to be a one-arm dumbbell row. Before I have Vince here execute a few reps, what we want to remember with virtually any exercise is your setup. If you start in a bad position, it's not going to look good, and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common mistake with here is obviously a rounded upper back, and as you can see, he's not very rigid or stable. So what we're gonna do is correct that just a little bit. So his supporting arm and his leg that's supported on the bench as well is we wanna lock that in. Open up that leg a little bit to allow for a better path on that dumbbell. With the elbows coming up way too high, you can see the shoulders riding forward, and that's not what we want. So ideally, what you wanna think about is pulling with your elbows and stopping right at the midline of your body. So in this position right here, you can feel his entire upper back along with his core.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I could say you'll be blown away by the change you see me. And I feel alright, dance all night, put a little flavor in my life.
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
that despite this distance,
we are still better together.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live. Buenas sports fans. Buena sports fans, rev it up. Let's go to the races. Motocross Sundays at Marpy, where the motto should be, eat my dust. And they're off. This is a master's race. Once it's in your blood, it can't get out. Just ask Dave Berger. You started when you were 8 years old?
8 years old.
How'd you get involved with this? Mini bike. Why'd you get involved? How did you get involved?
I had an older brother and a bunch of friends, and they had their bikes, and this was in Kentucky. We just ride around in the woods, trails.
How long do you think you continue competitive racing?
Well, I look at a friend of mine, Kim Aiken in Guam, and I think he's 64 and he's faster than me. So if he's doing it, I'll do it.
Rider down on lap 1. Steve Sablon wipes out. He's okay. He gets back on but falls far behind. Melvin Cepeda with the early lead. Kuki Alvarez in second. Before one can be a master, they have to be a youngster, like Mike, who has a supportive family. Mike, tell me about your bike you got here. Is this your bike?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
It's a KX 85 and it runs smooth.
Where'd you get it?
My auntie bought it.
Harley is America's most well-known motorcycle. Harley, also a young rider here. So is Keenan, thanks to his dad, Patrick. Yeah, tell me where you got your bike. Where'd you get your bike from? You buy it with your own money?
No.
Did they tell you where the bike came from? Who paid for it? You're just a rider?
Yep.
You own a motorcycle?
Yes.
You own one? Show me your bike. Where's your bike? They're over there?
He's repping the number 44, just like his father's bike over there, number 44.
Was that 44 in your family?
No, 44 was just always our lucky number. My number was 4 growing up. And when I asked my son what number he wanted to be, and he said 44. So I had to add on another 4 on my number.
So we got a 44 here, and we got a 424. Second lap, Alvarez passes Cepeda to take over first with that inside move, but Cepeda regains the lead. Alvarez still close behind. Charles Cepeda holding on to third place. Alvarez again taking the inside track to regain the lead. Lots of fans out there. None of them more important than that one on a hot day. This Marpy track temporary until Cowtown comes back.
Well, this is relatively safe. There's only like one real jump. Cowtown was great. Look forward to getting that again.
Final lap. Glenn Pangolin moves into second. Kuki looks like he's going to win. Oh, he slips a little on that turn. Glenn sees an opening, opens the throttle for a thrill. He comes from behind victory. Glenn Pangolin, top move of the week.
Oh, Kuki went out.
Yeah, he's pulling away here. There it is. KSPN2 Sports, normally does not tout its own stories, but, well, that's during normal times. These are not normal times. We miss MMA fights so much we made one of our own. This is going to run on Friday. Here's a sneak peek. The stage was set for the Island Heavyweight Championship fight. Food fans couldn't wait. Spam stood in one corner, mighty and proud. Hot dog opposite the ring, obnoxious and loud.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
All right, today's high was 88 and the low was 78. Tomorrow about the same, mostly cloudy, some rain around there. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise 6:06 and the sunset at 6:06. And you know what that means? That means Saipan's equinox is Thursday, tomorrow. Enjoy it all day and all night equally. And not only that, we're going to have a full moon. And remember, the solar system was built especially for you. So enjoy it while you can. Good night and sleep tight.